Cybercriticism and cyberfeminism are two fields of study within the broader realms of digital humanities and gender studies, respectively, that examine the intersections of technology, society, and gender. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism is a branch of literary criticism that focuses on analyzing digital texts, virtual environments, and computer-mediated communication. It explores how technology shapes the production, dissemination, and reception of literary and cultural works. Cybercritics often examine digital literature, hypertext narratives, video games, social media platforms, and other digital artifacts to understand how they challenge traditional notions of authorship, narrative structure, and audience engagement. This field also addresses issues such as digital literacy, online identity, and the impact of technology on cultural production and consumption. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism is a feminist movement that explores the intersection of gender, technology, and digital culture. It originated in the 1990s as a response to the male-dominated tech industry and the gender biases present in digital spaces. Cyberfeminists critique patriarchal power structures embedded in technology and advocate for gender equality and social justice in digital environments. They analyze how technology can both perpetuate and challenge gender norms, stereotypes, and inequalities. Cyberfeminism encompasses a wide range of topics, including online harassment, representation of women in media and gaming, digital activism, and the gender gap in STEM fields. Both cybercriticism and cyberfeminism highlight the complex relationships between technology, culture, and gender, shedding light on the ways in which digital technologies shape and are shaped by social dynamics and power structures. These fields offer valuable insights into contemporary issues related to digital media, identity, and social justice. User. Cybercriticism and cyberfeminism. ChatGPT. Cybercriticism and cyberfeminism are two fields of study within the broader realms of digital humanities and gender studies, respectively, that examine the intersections of technology, society, and gender. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism is a branch of literary criticism that focuses on analyzing digital texts, virtual environments, and computer-mediated communication. It explores how technology shapes the production, dissemination, and reception of literary and cultural works. Cybercritics often examine digital literature, hypertext narratives, video games, social media platforms, and other digital artifacts to understand how they challenge traditional notions of authorship, narrative structure, and audience engagement. This field also addresses issues such as digital literacy, online identity, and the impact of technology on cultural production and consumption. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism is a feminist movement that explores the intersection of gender, technology, and digital culture. It originated in the 1990s as a response to the male-dominated tech industry and the gender biases present in digital spaces. Cyberfeminists critique patriarchal power structures embedded in technology and advocate for gender equality and social justice in digital environments. They analyze how technology can both perpetuate and challenge gender norms, stereotypes, and inequalities. Cyberfeminism encompasses a wide range of topics, including online harassment, representation of women in media and gaming, digital activism, and the gender gap in STEM fields. Both cybercriticism and cyberfeminism highlight the complex relationships between technology, culture, and gender, shedding light on the ways in which digital technologies shape and are shaped by social dynamics and power structures. These fields offer valuable insights into contemporary issues related to digital media, identity, and social justice. User. Main arguments with example. ChatGPT. Certainly. Here are main arguments within cybercriticism and cyberfeminism along with examples. Cybercriticism. Transformation of narrative structures. One argument in cybercriticism is that digital technologies are transforming traditional narrative structures. For example, hypertext fiction, where readers can choose their own paths through a story by clicking on hyperlinks, challenges the linear narrative structure found in print literature. Michael Joyce's hypertext novel, Afternoon, A Story, is a prime example of this transformation. Erosion of authorial control. Another argument is that digital technologies erode authorial control over texts. In video games, for instance, players often have agency to shape the narrative through their actions, blurring the lines between author and audience. Games like The Stanley Parable by Davey Wreden play with this concept by offering players multiple choices that affect the outcome of the story. Cyberfeminism. Representation in digital spaces. cyberfeminist arguments often focus on the representation of women in digital spaces. For example, the #MeToo movement gained momentum on social media platforms like Twitter, highlighting how digital spaces can be used for feminist activism and challenging patriarchal power structures. Gender bias in technology. Cyberfeminists also critique the gender bias present in technology design and development. For instance, voice recognition software often performs better for male voices than female voices due to biases in the training data. This bias reflects broader inequalities in the tech industry and reinforces gender stereotypes. Online harassment and gender-based violence. Cyberfeminism addresses the prevalence of online harassment and gender-based violence. Women and marginalized groups often face harassment and abuse in digital spaces, which can have serious psychological and social consequences. The #Gamergate controversy, which targeted women in the gaming industry with harassment and threats, is a notable example of this issue. These arguments and examples demonstrate the ways in which cybercriticism and cyberfeminism intersect to analyze the impact of digital technologies on culture, society, and gender dynamics. They highlight the complexities and challenges of navigating digital spaces in a way that promotes inclusivity, diversity, and social justice. Here are some unique features of cybercriticism and cyberfeminism. Cybercriticism. Interactivity. Unlike traditional literary criticism, cybercriticism often emphasizes the interactive nature of digital texts. Digital narratives, such as hypertext fiction or interactive storytelling in video games, allow users to actively engage with the text, making choices that shape the narrative. This interactivity introduces new dimensions to the analysis of literature and narrative structure. Multimodality. Digital texts often incorporate multiple modes of communication, including text, images, audio, and video. Cybercriticism recognizes the importance of analyzing these multimodal elements and their interactions in shaping meaning. For example, analyzing a webcomic involves considering how the combination of visual and textual elements contributes to the overall narrative experience. Cyberfeminism. Intersectionality. Cyberfeminism places a strong emphasis on intersectionality, recognizing that gender intersects with other social categories such as race, class, sexuality, and disability. This intersectional approach allows cyberfeminism to address the diverse experiences and identities of women in digital spaces and to advocate for social justice for marginalized groups. Technological empowerment. While critiquing gender inequalities in technology, cyberfeminism also emphasizes the potential of technology to empower women and marginalized communities. For example, digital platforms have been instrumental in connecting feminists across geographical boundaries and amplifying marginalized voices. Cyberfeminist initiatives such as Hollaback and Take Back the Tech use technology to combat online harassment and violence against women. DIY culture. Cyberfeminism often embraces a do-it-yourself DIY ethos, encouraging women to actively engage with technology and reclaim digital spaces. This can take the form of creating feminist blogs, organizing digital activism campaigns, or participating in hackathons and makerspaces. DIY culture empowers women to take ownership of their digital identities and narratives. These unique features reflect the evolving nature of cybercriticism and cyberfeminism as they navigate the complexities of digital culture and strive for more inclusive and equitable representations and experiences in digital spaces. Here are some unique differences between cybercriticism and cyberfeminism. Focus of study. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism primarily focuses on analyzing digital texts, virtual environments, and computer-mediated communication from a literary and cultural perspective. It examines how technology influences the production, dissemination, and reception of literary and cultural works. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism focuses specifically on the intersection of gender, technology, and digital culture. It addresses issues such as gender bias in technology, online harassment, representation of women in digital media, and the gender gap in STEM fields. Theoretical frameworks. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism draws on literary theory, narratology, and media studies to analyze digital texts and narratives. It explores how digital technologies shape storytelling techniques, narrative structures, and reader engagement. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism is rooted in feminist theory and activism, examining how gender intersects with technology and digital spaces. It critiques patriarchal power structures in technology, advocates for gender equality in digital environments, and explores ways to harness technology for feminist activism and empowerment. Approach to technology. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism often approaches technology as a tool for artistic expression and cultural production. It explores how authors and artists use digital technologies to create innovative narratives and engage with audiences in new ways. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism approaches technology as a site of power and social inequality. It critically examines how technology perpetuates gender biases and inequalities, while also exploring ways to challenge and subvert these biases to promote gender equality and social justice. Scope of analysis. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism analyzes a broad range of digital texts and cultural artifacts, including digital literature, hypertext narratives, video games, social media platforms, and virtual reality environments. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism focuses specifically on issues related to gender and technology, such as online harassment, representation of women in media and gaming, gender bias in technology design, and the underrepresentation of women in STEM fields. While cybercriticism and cyberfeminism share some common concerns, such as the impact of technology on culture and society, they approach these concerns from distinct theoretical perspectives and focus on different aspects of the intersection between gender and technology. Let's break down the significance, relevance, legacy, contributions, and impact of cybercriticism and cyberfeminism. Significance. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism is significant because it provides a framework for understanding how digital technologies are transforming literature, storytelling, and cultural production. It highlights the ways in which technology shapes narratives, reader engagement, and the production of meaning in digital texts. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism is significant because it addresses the intersection of gender and technology, shedding light on issues of gender bias, inequality, and representation in digital spaces. It challenges patriarchal power structures in technology and advocates for gender equality and social justice in digital environments. Relevance. Cybercriticism. In an increasingly digitized world, cybercriticism remains relevant as it helps us understand the evolving nature of storytelling, literature, and cultural production in digital spaces. It provides insights into how technology influences narrative structures, authorship, and reader reception. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism is highly relevant in today's digital landscape as it addresses pressing issues such as online harassment, gender bias in technology, and the underrepresentation of women in STEM fields. It offers critical perspectives on gender dynamics in digital spaces and advocates for inclusive and equitable online environments. Legacy. Cybercriticism. The legacy of cybercriticism lies in its contribution to literary and cultural studies, expanding the boundaries of traditional criticism to encompass digital texts and virtual environments. It has paved the way for new approaches to analyzing literature and storytelling in the digital age. Cyberfeminism. The legacy of cyberfeminism is evident in its impact on feminist theory, activism, and digital culture. It has raised awareness about the gendered dimensions of technology and inspired efforts to combat online harassment, promote diversity in tech, and empower women in digital spaces. Contributions. Cybercriticism. Cybercriticism has contributed to our understanding of digital texts, hypertext narratives, video games, and other forms of digital media. It has introduced new concepts and methodologies for analyzing digital culture and has fostered interdisciplinary collaborations between literature, media studies, and technology. Cyberfeminism. Cyberfeminism has made significant contributions to feminist theory, activism, and technology studies. It has challenged gender biases in technology design, raised awareness about online harassment and gender-based violence, and advocated for the inclusion and empowerment of women in digital spaces. Impact. Cybercriticism. The impact of cybercriticism can be seen in its influence on literary and cultural studies, as well as its broader implications for understanding the role of technology in shaping narratives and cultural production. It has inspired critical discussions about the impact of digital technologies on literature, storytelling, and artistic expression. Cyberfeminism. The impact of cyberfeminism is evident in its contributions to feminist activism, advocacy, and scholarship in digital spaces. It has sparked important conversations about gender equality, representation, and inclusion in technology, and has led to concrete efforts to address gender biases and inequalities online. Overall, cybercriticism and cyberfeminism play crucial roles in shaping our understanding of technology, culture, and gender in the digital age, highlighting both the opportunities and challenges presented by digital technologies. Let's analyze cybercriticism and cyberfeminism critically. Cybercriticism. Strengths. Interdisciplinary approach. Cybercriticism's interdisciplinary approach, drawing from literature, media studies, and technology, allows for a comprehensive analysis of digital texts and their cultural implications. Relevance to contemporary culture. Cybercriticism addresses the rapidly evolving landscape of digital culture, providing insights into how technology shapes storytelling, literature, and cultural production in the digital age. Expanding literary canon. By examining digital texts such as hypertext fiction and video games, cybercriticism expands the literary canon to include non-traditional forms of literature and artistic expression. Weaknesses. Limited accessibility. Some cybercriticism discourse may be inaccessible to those outside academia, limiting its reach and impact on broader discussions about digital culture. Techno-deterministic assumptions. Cybercriticism may sometimes lean towards techno-deterministic assumptions, overlooking the agency of creators and audiences in shaping digital texts and narratives. Focus on high culture. Cybercriticism often focuses on highbrow digital texts and cultural artifacts, potentially neglecting the analysis of popular or mainstream digital media. Cyberfeminism. Strengths. Intersectional approach. Cyberfeminism's intersectional approach acknowledges the complex interplay of gender, race, class, sexuality, and other factors in shaping experiences in digital spaces. Activism and advocacy. Cyberfeminism's emphasis on activism and advocacy has led to tangible efforts to combat online harassment, promote diversity in tech, and empower marginalized groups in digital environments. Challenging power structures. Cyberfeminism's critique of patriarchal power structures in technology highlights the need for systemic change to create more inclusive and equitable digital spaces. Weaknesses. Lack of diversity. While cyberfeminism aims to promote diversity and inclusivity, the movement itself may suffer from a lack of diversity, particularly in terms of representation and perspectives. Overlooking positive aspects of technology. Cyberfeminism's focus on critiquing gender biases and inequalities in technology may sometimes overlook the positive aspects of technology in promoting gender equality and empowerment. Complexity of online spaces. Cyberfeminism faces challenges in navigating the complexity of online spaces, where issues of anonymity, digital surveillance, and algorithmic biases complicate efforts to address gender-based discrimination and violence. In conclusion, cybercriticism and cyberfeminism offer valuable insights into the intersections of technology, culture, and gender, but they also have limitations and areas for improvement. Critically analyzing these fields helps us to recognize their strengths, address their weaknesses, and foster more nuanced discussions about digital culture and gender equality. Let's provide a textual example to illustrate both cybercriticism and cyberfeminism. Textual example. Text: The Yellow Wallpaper, by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Cybercriticism analysis. In The Yellow Wallpaper, a classic piece of literature published in 1892, the protagonist's descent into madness is intricately tied to her isolation and confinement within a room covered in yellow wallpaper. A cybercritical analysis of this text could explore how the physical space of the room functions as a metaphor for the limitations imposed by traditional gender roles and societal expectations. Additionally, the repetitive and oppressive pattern of the wallpaper could symbolize the constraining structures of patriarchy. Furthermore, a cybercritical lens could examine how the protagonist's increasing obsession with the wallpaper mirrors the immersive and interactive nature of digital environments, highlighting the ways in which the story anticipates contemporary themes of confinement and alienation in digital spaces. Cyberfeminism analysis. From a cyberfeminist perspective, The Yellow Wallpaper can be analyzed as a critique of the patriarchal medical establishment's treatment of women's mental health. The protagonist's confinement to the room and her husband's dismissal of her concerns reflect broader societal attitudes towards women's autonomy and agency. Moreover, the protagonist's gradual realization of her own oppression and her eventual rebellion against the confines of the room can be interpreted as a feminist awakening. In the context of cyberfeminism, this text can also be seen as a precursor to contemporary discussions about the gendered implications of digital spaces, such as the prevalence of online harassment and the need for safe and inclusive online environments. By examining The Yellow Wallpaper, Through both cybercritical and cyberfeminist lenses, we can gain a deeper understanding of how literature intersects with technology, gender, and power dynamics. This analysis highlights the enduring relevance of the text and its ability to provoke critical reflections on issues of confinement, agency, and resistance in both physical and digital spaces. Future prospects for both cybercriticism and cyberfeminism are likely to be influenced by ongoing advancements in technology, shifts in societal attitudes, and emerging challenges in digital culture. Here are some potential future prospects for each field. Cybercriticism. Exploration of emerging technologies. As new technologies continue to emerge, such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence, cybercriticism will likely expand to analyze how these technologies shape storytelling, narrative structures, and audience engagement in novel ways. Interactive and immersive experiences. With the rise of interactive storytelling, immersive gaming experiences, and transmedia narratives, cybercriticism may increasingly focus on analyzing the convergence of different media forms and the blurring of boundaries between author and audience. Ethical considerations. Cybercriticism may also delve into ethical considerations surrounding digital texts, such as issues of privacy, data ownership, and algorithmic bias. Critical discussions about the ethical implications of digital technologies for storytelling and cultural production are likely to become more prominent. Global perspectives. As digital technologies become increasingly globalized, cybercriticism may incorporate more diverse perspectives from around the world, exploring how different cultures and societies engage with and are represented in digital texts and virtual environments. Cyberfeminism. Intersectional approaches. Future cyberfeminism is likely to continue embracing intersectionality, recognizing the complex intersections of gender with race, class, sexuality, and other axes of identity. This approach will ensure that cyberfeminism remains inclusive and relevant to a diverse range of experiences and perspectives. Digital activism and resistance. Cyberfeminism will likely continue to be a driving force behind digital activism and resistance movements, advocating for gender equality, online safety, and the rights of marginalized communities in digital spaces. Efforts to combat online harassment and violence against women are expected to remain central to cyberfeminist activism. Tech industry accountability. Cyberfeminism may increasingly focus on holding the tech industry accountable for addressing gender biases, inequalities, and discriminatory practices in technology design, development, and implementation. Calls for greater diversity and inclusion in the tech sector are likely to grow louder. Education and empowerment. Cyberfeminism will continue to prioritize education and empowerment initiatives aimed at equipping women and marginalized groups with the digital literacy skills and tools needed to navigate and thrive in digital environments. Efforts to bridge the gender gap in STEM fields and promote women's leadership in technology are expected to gain momentum. Overall, the future prospects for both cybercriticism and cyberfeminism are shaped by ongoing transformations in technology and society, as well as a commitment to addressing the complex intersections of gender, technology, and power in the digital age.